Looks like I'm live. What up? It feels like deja vu, but definitely not as bad as last time. And I was home while this happened, whereas last time I was in Arizona. And I'm going to smoke. Yeah, I haven't really had a whole lot of time to just relax, have my coffee with Christie, and hopefully you can hear me okay. And I am going to discuss my latest injury, which is actually quite magical. Um, yeah, all right. So, if you are on my Instagram, which is Christie Aphrodite, same as here, and my True Essence, then you may have seen a couple photos of a nice swollen hand, which actually looks a little less swollen right now, but these two fingers right here are the problem. And I thought, well, I shared the last one in real time because everyone was freaking out. Go to the doctor, blah, blah, blah. And I did go to the doctor last time for a diagnosis. So then I knew what I was healing, but they tried to give me a tetanus shot. They, of course, because, everyone needs one every year. And that's sarcasm, just in case you didn't know. But they diagnosed me with lacerated ligaments, tendons, and I had nerve damage. So I chose to use just my essential oils and my home remedies to heal it. And at the end of 6 weeks, while most other people were just getting their cast off and starting physical therapy, I was playing the piano. So that was documented in real time. In fact, in the description of this video exists a link from that, which it was just crazy that it just came up on Time Hop. Not that it didn't happen 1 year ago. It happened in December 2012. But, all my videos and everything have been erased so many times. So the re-upload was 1 year ago today. So that's pretty crazy. We're going to do that again. And no, I'm not going to go to the doctor. So I guess I won't have an official diagnosis this time, but I've done it so many times that I kind of got a pretty good handle on it. But, I can't move it more forward than this. I'm back. Okay, right there. So I'm going to document this in real time and see what happens. So the crazy thing, and I love that my medicine continues to amaze me, because, I make it for certain things, and then, I try to make them versatile, but you don't actually know how versatile they are until you get to really put them to the test. So I remember Sony used to make fun of me, kinda, like, oh my God, you're always getting injured all the time, and you cursed, or what's wrong with you? And I just always thought it was because that was giving me an opportunity to practice what I preach, right? To put my medicine to the test. Because let's be honest here, most people that talk natural health, as soon as something like this or whatever happens, they're the first ones to run to the doctor, get scared, or, and give their power away. So I'm not about to do that. Like, if I was going to die over something stupid like this and I failed miserably, then I deserve it. But yeah, I'm not irresponsible, obviously. I have a long line of proven real-time healing, right? In live videos just like this. So, yeah. But if if it starts turning black and falling off, then, I'll go see a doctor and let him chop it up. I have no idea what I just did with my lighter. I didn't really... Yeah, my routine's been messed up a little bit, so I'll talk about why. So magically, the night before last night, I texted, "What up, Casey? I could use a nap too." But I texted my neighbor and asked if he knew of any wolves because I wanted a wolf again. And he's like, "I do. I'll talk to him tomorrow at work." Well, when I got up yesterday morning, I went out to do my normal garden routine, with my kitty, and oh my God. But you know what? It was a messed up day. So my basically 3 steps out the door, I fell on my face. I was carrying my compost bucket. I spilt it all over me. And I was already kind of behind in the shower department, just to be honest. I mean, I like to put my products to the test, but so, all right, then, yeah, so I just did my routine. I fixed whatever the critters broke, at least to the best of my abilities. I had some mushed tomatoes and more holes, and I don't know, somebody's having a field day. But I started walking back to the door, and Joshua was there, and then the dog just literally runs up to me out of the blue, just like, "Oh, it's so good to see you. Oh my God, I missed you so much." Shaking the wiggle booty like Snickers, and just, oh man, for those of you that know Snickers, like a total Snickers spirit. And he was just so happy and so beautiful. And at first it seemed like so normal, but then I'm like looking around, I'm like, wait, where did you come from? You got to belong to someone, right? So I texted the neighbors. I texted people connected with the animal shelter and sanctuary, and lost and found type stuff. And since I'm banned on Facebook, I had to ask other locals to do it. I searched the ads and everything, but dude, I can't even explain to you, the most beautiful, magical moment. And I literally just said, "Okay, I'm ready for a dog." Next morning, poof, here you go. I don't live in a place where dogs run around. You know what I mean? It's a lonely road, tourist or retiree area. My closest neighbors probably, it's probably a quarter mile to walk there on the other side of my property. So, it's not too far, but they don't have dogs. You know what I mean? So then I should have known better, but I just thought, dude, I had cuddled 2 hours with Joshua, okay, the queen cat, and the babies and everyone before we went outside. So I just thought, well, maybe she'll be cool. But I didn't have my coffee, so what do you expect? And I picked her up and tried to hold her and keep her calm so she could see how sweet our brand new best friend protector was. And she wasn't having any of that. And she kicked my ass really bad. The scratches and stuff are going away pretty fast. Okay. But again, I'll show you, we'll do this in real time, just like I did in 2012. Yeah, so that hurt. Everything went numb. I went upstairs immediately and grabbed my all wound heal all, which is right here. And by the way, I've been using it for a month. And there's still that much more in this tiny little thing. Been using it on my face and stuff when I remember. And Speaking of which, yeah, so, God, the smell. So, anyways, that's what I did. It's the first thing I grabbed, and I put it on right away. All the sting, all the pain just poof, went away like a magic eraser. Okay, so, and this helps increase circulation and stuff. So, eventually, it started to, all the blood came to the surface, and, the little bruising or whatever going on in the fingers was starting to be affected. So that caused a bit of throbbing and pain. I decided to forego trying to make dinner last night. I just really couldn't. I couldn't put any pressure on it or anything. Today's different. Like, I could actually, watch this. I could pick things up. Super light things, okay? And only just by, you know what I mean? Like, I can't, yeah, so it has to. So I'm already, better off than before. Del Bono, what up? Thanks for being here. And yeah, so that's what I did. Then I'm like, holy crap, I have a dog. What do I do? Okay, well, if he wants to stay, I guess I better go make him comfortable. So I went to the feed store and got him a little house and some food and rawhides and rope toys and stuff like that, and got back and set them all up and brand new bowls and everything. And he was just so grateful and so thankful. And it's been really such a beautiful thing. So I didn't have to be injured. You know what I mean? I'm injured, I think, on a higher level to put my creams to the test and oils again, right? And also because of my stupidity, because I know better than to try to restrain a cat. So I was just under the love spell still because we had just got done cuddling. And I thought that she would, I should know better. She's an ass kicker, period. End of story. So, as far as the dog, dude, he is literally like a sweet, soft Snickers spirit. He acted like he knew that he was coming here. He asked me if he could stay. He told me how tired he was. I don't know how long he's been on the road, but one of the neighbors said they saw him last week and looked like he wanted to stay, but she couldn't do anything about that. None of the other neighbors have ever seen him, and they're like locals and road crew, and so they would know a local dog. So he either came a really, 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 really long way, and I've checked the searches in a 50-mile radius, actually more. Or like maybe somebody was on a boat trip because it's a tourist area, and maybe they like got away. He got away and went up the forest, or I don't know. Anyways, we are looking for the owner, but it doesn't look like there is a living one. That's another thing. I live in a community where people die a lot. So, I don't know, but the word is out there. So if we find the owner, he goes home and he is in a safe place, at least until then. But for now, he looks like he is our king of the land. Like, I Josh aroused the queen, and I told her every good queen needs a king, but she hates me. So she'll just have to deal with it. All right, love thine own self. How's it going? Hello and thank you. I admire your deep belief in yourself. I doubt myself all the time, and I'm so happy you have a dog now. Thank you so much. Dude, 2 months ago, I had one fur baby. Now I have 8. And I'm totally outnumbered. It was like me and my girl. Now I have all these boys, and They're so sweet, though. Boys are definitely less temperamental, right? So even as asshole-ish as my cat's been, like he'll just sit at my feet. He doesn't do anything threatening, doesn't growl back, doesn't come forward, doesn't snip back when she snips. And in fact, when she actually tried to chase him earlier today, and he was just like, oh, 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 poor baby, sounded like he actually did get mauled, but he didn't. But I'm sure it's happened before because he does have a scratch on his nose. I have no idea what kind of angel he is, or howl or anything like that, but he's definitely a boy that's not fixed. He has his tail, he has his ears. He does have the same eyes as my old Snickers, which was a boxer greyhound mix. But I was reading about different types of squirrel dogs because that's what someone said around here. And I forget their names, but I don't really care. I'm guessing he's probably less than a year old, kind of youngish. Um, but dude, he's strong. Okay, no doubt about that. But super gentle, respectful, kind, patient, and he is really, 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 really thankful to be here. So, and here's the thing: there's nothing keeping him here. He's not tied up. No leash has been connected, and there's no fence. So he can leave here just as easily as he showed up here anytime. And I can't bring him in the house. Well, first of all, I've opened the door and invited him in. But I think he's a little leery, so he has not come in. He has not been contained at all, except for when I took him to the feed store with me yesterday. So he was in the car. But even there, I went to stop and see someone and give him a cream, and I let him out. He sat next to me on the street, and then he got up and went to go say hi to someone, and I'm like, oh no, Zeus, 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 come on. So I opened up the door to the car and he just hopped right in. So that was really cool. Obviously very loyal and ready to kick some ass, I guess. Although maybe not too much ass because I still had holes in the garden last night. So I put his thing up by the garden. I don't think he really wants to sleep in it because he keeps pulling the blanket out. But yeah, he has food in there and then a couple other spots, and it's, yeah. So this morning, obviously, was a big test when I went downstairs. Is he there? So I went out the back thinking maybe he'd be on the porch and then I could walk right by his little dog house. But he was not in there. And I'm like, well, that was fun while it lasted, Oh, Zeus, Zeus. And then come running around the corner of the house, like all happy waggy, there he was. So, yeah, he was super happy to see me this morning, and I was super happy to see him. And I hung out with him for a few hours, took some pictures. The butterflies and dragonflies, they're all pretty happy too. But yeah, so Kitty still isn't happy with that, but yeah, so what I've used on it so far. So before I used the Hiker's Peak oil, and then I had an infection because there was so much time between the dog bite and when I got home. There was like a line coming up my arm and stuff. So I had to take essential oils internally, and I knocked that out in no time. But that was pretty intense. And again, the real-time video is actually linked in the description of this video here. So check it out if you want to see that. That was the ligaments, tendons, and nerve damage. That was pretty intense. And this one is too. Like I said, I couldn't even cook last night and I hadn't eaten all day. But it looks like the swelling is already down. just from my last application, because I just took that last photo that I put on Instagram an hour ago. So, yeah. So, twice I've put on the All Wound Self Heal Balm, and that's the one that I made with the self heal herb and plantain in my yard. I wasn't expecting it to take the pain and sting away just like that, but it literally was like a magic eraser. It was just like that. And that was pretty cool. So it's nice being able to put these things to the test, right? And, as time went on yesterday, the throbbing and stuff. So at one point when I was out with Puppy, I put some Zen for Men on it because, well, I had it with me. And, it also has antibacterial and all of those properties, but it also is kind of a good insect repellent. And I was outside and I'm in the Ozarks in August. So there's bugs everywhere. No-see-ums, ticks, chiggers. Like my yard is teeming. It's almost impossible to go out there without the oils. So I did that. And then I've put 2 applications of the Hiker's Peak oil just on here and here. So that is, for those of you who don't know, the one that cured Ricky's gangrene and my alleged tetanus, also the what's it called? That damn bite there. Brown recluse. God. Wow. Yeah, so two Hiker's Peak, 2 All Wound, and then I just took a shower a little bit ago, and I was putting the newer one on me, which is the Spring Ahead that was made with the flowers that I picked in spring, which are dandelion, redbud, gardenia, and some other stuff. And I was putting it on my face and body, so I just figured I'd put it on here too, just to kind of see what happens. So somebody asked me, why don't you take oregano internally just to make sure you don't get an infection? And the reason I'm not doing everything is because, well, I want to put the All Wound to the test, right? So I have everything on hand. If something goes awry, then, I can fix it right away. But I really want to see how much this can do. Because if I could heal it with just that, that'd be pretty cool. And, I did the 2 applications of Hiker's Peak, because Hiker's Peak, I think, is kind of essential for any infection or anything. Yeah. So that's what's going on with that. When I put my All Wound Self Heal Balm on it, it did, again, took the pain away like a magic eraser. And when I think of like pain, I think of like my Pain Be Gone and menthol and wintergreen and all this stuff. But it's crazy that the Self Heal so far is living up to its name just in here. So I'm super excited about that. We'll see what happens though. Again, if I have to change course, I'll do live videos and update live and show you. So here we are right now, just since there's a few people. Hey, Derek. Oh, thank you. Hey, DJ. Oh, good. It came. Wow, the post office has been so crazy lately where it takes like 8 or 9 days sometimes. And that, I guess, was just 2 days because I sent it Monday. So yeah, give it a try, man. I haven't met anyone it hasn't helped. I'm super excited. And I hope you read all about it thoroughly on the site, myturescence.net. Just go there and type in Modifilan and read about it. There's testimonials, there's PubMed links, published peer-reviewed scientific journals that the federal government knows about and lies to you about. So cool. And I don't know what you're using it for, or if you're just using it out of curiosity, DJ, but if you do want to share that with me, I'd like to know if you are trying to heal something specific or you just trying it just for the hell of it. I'd like to know. That's the only product on my site I don't make, and it's the only product I have ever sold. Ever. And the only one I would, that it's the only supplement I totally believe in because what it's done for me since 2007. So, anyways, yeah, so here's the mobility test. In fact, let me put like a flat, nice hard book here. I know you can't see my elbow, but it's down. Oh, I could move that down more, right? And then, okay, so it's straight up and down. I'm going to move it. Ooh, try to straighten. Oh, yeah. See, so these are the two fingers. Yeah, those fat fuckers. Yeah, those are the two that hurt the worst and that have the least mobility. So I can move. Look at that. Look at that. That's cool. That's how much I can move the fingers. The wrist. Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. And then I'll try to go backwards. Okay. Okay, so that's as far backwards. All right, now let's see. Okay, so I've got some good lateral movement, right? I'm twisting it from my elbow kind of down below, not from the wrist, as you can see, because that's a little bit stiff. I thought about putting the pain be gone, but I didn't because of the open wounds. But since these have, at least here, have closed so soon, I'm actually going to grab it. Let me move that back up. So, hey, Holly, how's it going? Hello, everybody. Hang on. I'm going to get the pain be gone and see if I feel anything with that since those wounds are closed. I just didn't think with like wintergreen and menthol crystals and camphor that it should go on an open wound. I actually follow my own advice. All right. I got like a little bag of stuff here because I like to have it handy with me. What's this one? Oh, that's the empty one I have to fill. I don't have, oh man. Oh, which one is this? Oh, dude, the native intuition. This is pretty intense. It's definitely not the best smelling if you're looking for foo-foo and stuff, but it's magical. All right, here we go. All right, so I have my little supply of the pain be gone. And again, I would not recommend putting this on an open wound ever. Okay, I mean, you do whatever the hell you want to do, but these look pretty closed. So I am going to put this on the wrist and all around and see everywhere there's not an open wound and see how that feels. But yeah, it looks even bruised. Oops, down here too, a little bit swollen. But yeah, that's pretty crazy that those wounds from yesterday, the pictures, again, they're also linked in the video description here. It just happened yesterday. I think that's actually pretty crazy that they're gone already. But ooh, I do feel the pain be gone. Like I feel it tingling and it feels really nice. This will also help increase the circulation and hopefully help the self-heal with the wound. But yeah, let's just see. I'll put it on the inside of these dude, that's fat. Not PHAT either. It's like fucking, yeah. So let's see if that helps at all. You can smell it from here, dude. It is delicious. Aw, and you guys, thanks for being here to see this in real time because I think it's really important. If you weren't here earlier or you weren't here in when I used to do the live healings, when I had that dog bite before, yeah, that was all live, and that was way worse than this. You know what I mean? And diagnosed from real doctors with real pieces of paper. This time I'm not going to the doctor, so I do not know exactly what I'm healing, right? But I got a pretty good idea based on the fact that I've gone through this before. But the pain be gone actually feels really good, but truth be told, it's still pretty numb on the inside of here. So it's not like when I put it on my neck or something, then I feel it like you really feel when you put the pain be gone on, right? But on here, like I felt a little tingle, but my insides, I think, are so numb with its own drugs, right? Our brain is a pharmacy. So I think the natural drugs, by letting my body do what it needs to do, is actually, at least for here, more powerful than the pain be gone. Although, let's see. I mean, again, I do feel it, but it's not like when I put it on my neck or something and it's like, it's really cool and just, you know, sometimes maybe even a bracelet, like you feel it. And this one is just, it's more subtle right now. So, all right, yo diggity, what happened? Well, there's some links. My cat, we have a dog and she got pissed. So in a nutshell, so the photos, there's a link to the photos on the My True Essence page. And if you do want to see the puppy, it's on this. Sorry, I said My True Essence. I meant to say Instagram. Let me type Insta. It's Instagram.com. Christie Aphrodite is where you can see the puppy. And then the My True Essence is the link. I'll try to get that for you so you can see the pictures of what happened here. So let me see. Photo updates are right. Oh, okay. So I take back everything I said. There's the photos. All right. So literally just a minute ago, I said I wasn't feeling like the real, like obtuse tingle of the Pain Be Gone cream. And now that it's kind of had a minute to get in there, I am feeling it like I would if it was on my neck or my back or my hip or something. So, okay. So it's not that terribly numb inside, but still, whatever chemicals, painkillers our brain is producing is still number one, right? Like herbs are amazing and can help your body heal, but really it's your body doing the work. So we just need to give it what it needs so it can do what it needs to do. Okay, and I'm definitely feeling it here. It is definitely starting to tingle now. Okay, well, that's good. So it's coming alive. If it starts like, you know, acting like the thing or something, then we all know why. Comfrey cleans and regenerates tissue and bones, and Plantains pulls out poisons. I don't have Comfrey. I'm using Self Heal and Plantain, which is in the balm. That, in fact, I will just post a link to that so you can see what it is and the ingredients and PubMed reports, again, because I put that in my products all of the ingredients and the links from the same government that says there's nothing you can do to heal yourself. But yeah, so let's see. I'm not really good at all of this stuff. So this is what I'm using, and we're putting it to the test, and I'm not going to be adding any other herbs. I'm using what I have on hand or what's in my yard, and I don't have any comfrey. Actually, I did find some old leaves in a box from like 2013, but I'm using the self heal because I have an abundance of that. And I think it's amazing. And it's actually way better and way more well studied. In fact, I'm going to put a link for that too, where you can learn more about that. But self heal, it's actual atrocity that it is the most well rounded, studied, most proven, studied with no side effects, common herb out there, and nobody knows about it. So check out that link I put in the chat and learn more about that. And they also put links to the scientific journals sharing that. So that's what I'm going to do. I think there was something else I was going to try to find a link or something, but yeah. And I didn't use comfrey when I healed it before. So, I mean, yeah, it's a good herb and everyone hears about it, but I also kind of like putting my stuff to the test because that's what I have 100% results with right now. So as soon as comfrey starts growing in my yard, then I'll definitely start using it. Yeah, it's really cool being able to have patches of weeds. So I have like a yarrow patch, cleavers like growing in multiple different places. There was a wild comfrey one, but it's different than the traditional comfrey we know about. But now it's cooling off a little bit. So I'm getting more plantains again. I'm even getting lots of dandelions, or some dandelions again, not like a whole bunch, but what other herbs? The mullein. I'm just going to try to grow everything I can, but yeah, finding them, planting them, or just finding them on the property, germinate them, and then sprinkle seeds everywhere. And hopefully by next year, it's going to be really awesome. So this is what I have. Here's the ingredients for this balm. So the base, how do you make this go? Oh, it's not going to work. I see, because there's too many. All right, let's see if that'll work. Okay, that'll go. And then, so I'll just delete what's before geranium. And there's the second. Okay, so it's a base with coconut oil, which I soaked the plantain and self-heal in. And then I used rose hips oil, cocoa butter, beeswax, the self-heal herb, the plantains. Then I added Bulgarian lavender, Bulgarian rose, which, both of those are really good for not only wounds, but also bruising and stuff. Helichrysum, frankincense, geranium, carrot seed, melissa, neroli, which I'm growing my own, by the way, and then neroli, hyssop, calendula, jasmine, German chamomile, and copaiba. So they all have anti-inflammatory and wound healing properties. So I shouldn't be surprised that it took the pain away immediately, but I have to say, I love being surprised. Dude, a lot of you have this balm, so try it. Like, not that I want your cat to beat you up, but I'm just saying, when you have something that's painful, and because again, I wasn't looking at that as pain. When I think pain, I'm thinking like pain be gone. not just these beautiful flowers, but these beautiful flowers are kicking ass with, yeah. So look at that. That's not bad. I mean, for one day, I don't think that's bad. I don't know how often, like every 3 days, or if something instrumental or important shows up, but we'll definitely go through the healing process. So what's today? It's August 19th. So this happened August 18th, 2020. So we'll see how long it takes her to heal with just using the all wound, a little bit of hiker's peak if I feel like, I need it, if there might be like an infection or something starting. And then I guess I'll add the pain be gone and the joint now that most of the wounds are already closed. So, all right. And, I hope for those of you, let me find a video where we went through this already before in 2012, because this is pretty intense, you know what I mean? And people were freaking out. Go to the doctor, oh, la, 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 la. You shouldn't trust yourself, or, and it's really not, I'm not trusting myself, I'm trusting God, right? I'm trusting that all of this is put here for my needs. I'm trusting my knowledge. Yeah, all of those things. But I mean, let's think about it. When do any of you, I know some of you still go to doctors, like, when do you ever go home feeling satisfied? Like you got the answers you needed and you're empowered to do better for yourself? I mean, obviously it's not going to magically go away in one day, maybe, but even if it went away in a week or two, that's still pretty incredible, which is still way sooner with traditional medicine. So last time when I did lacerated the tendons, the wounds, and the nerve damage, which I healed completely with my own medicine, somebody else went through the same thing. They, at the same time, they were just getting, at 6 weeks, were getting their cast off, and then had to go to physical therapy. At 6 weeks, I was playing the piano. So, yeah, I really do hope that more people learn to start to learn to trust Mother Nature, real God with your healing, because everything we've been accustomed to, she provides something better, right? I mean, so I still buy things like alcohol, isopropyl, and H2O2, but any other medicine or skin type thing, it all comes from what I make. And again, my True Essence came to being because I ended up having to make those things to help myself when I was a single mother trying to, make my way and learn herbs and know God better. And it ended up what it is today with that proven track record. So I'm pretty confident in nature's abilities. So no panicking, anyone, this time, all right? Didn't mean to change the subject, but did you paint the bookshop? Yeah. Yeah, I did when I went to Washington. And honestly, it kind of sucks. It's pretty embarrassing because I really haven't set things up here like the way I want them. I just kind of put stuff there and went to take care of kitties and garden. But yeah, I painted, that one recently. Actually, I painted that one twice. I painted them both at the same time when I first moved to Washington. And then this one was in storage for years with all the other stuff. And then that one I had to repaint because, I don't know, I want more purple. Aw, thank you so much, Holly. It's so funny because this I actually bought brand new, where normally I'm just fixing up junk, but it was when I was learning how to do like shabby chic and just really having fun with it, because I had never been creative really like in a fun way my house was always normal, traditional, hard, fancy woods. If there was a scratch, it was totally ruined. And then after my brain infection, I'm like, oh, that's a perfect piece of furniture. Let's fuck it up. So I got chains, sanders, freaking everything I could do. Beat it, sprayed it with oven cleaner, because if you want a quick, cheap, easy way to mess up your paint. I mean, I still like doing all the layers and everything, but yeah, I did all of that to make it. Yeah, I messed it up pretty good, didn't I? But now, yeah, I haven't really. There's one downstairs I did, but that was like a 10-minute job. There's pictures of it on the Instagram. So, yeah, in winter, I'll get back to more in-home stuff and get these walls painted and all of that. But man, I thought I was going to move to the country so I could be bored and left alone and have a whole bunch of time to myself and like wonder what I was going to do with all of it. Not even close, dude. I've had more of a social life and excitement and more things to do here than ever, from whether it was furnishing the houses, appliances, things like that, to a lost cat, a pregnant cat, to 6 kitties, the dog, the building the garden, the heart, it's been crazy. But I've also had time to make lots of friends. I actually, it's so weird. I have more friends here than I have, I think, any place I've ever lived. And like some of my friends are like literal, I'm trying to do the quote thing, next door neighbors, which I haven't had like cool next door neighbors since childhood. You know what I mean? I've had one in one house that was like 2 doors down and things like that, but it's pretty cool. In fact, check this out. It was amazing. And I want to talk about food, and I'm not going to do it here in this video, but I am going to do a video really soon talking about food and diets and the best diet and this and that. But yesterday, that was a long day. The trauma with this, I couldn't do anything. Okay. I couldn't cook. And I had been preserving and putting things away from the garden. Well, I didn't leave anything out of the freezer for me because I was supposed to be cooking something else. I have kind of like a schedule and pull stuff out from the freezer. It's in the fridge and I'm going to make that or whatever. So I'm kind of off schedule right now because chopping things and stuff. I'm probably going to wait a little bit. So of all that damn food I preserved, 4 pans of lasagna, pesto, sauces up the butt, veggie burgers, like I had nothing in the refrigerator for me except like I could have made a quesadilla and guacamole. But yeah, that sucks. So my sweet neighbor just like, oh my God. He's like, well, I could bring you a chili dog. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't eat hot dogs. Like my total normal snobby self, And then he's like, well, that's fine if you don't want it, but it's not really a hot dog. I'm like, okay, what is it? As my stomach was growling, what am I going to put in my belly? So it ended up, he's kind of a normal eater, but he was so sweet. And even having to work at 4 a.m, he actually made me one of his meals that, I'll probably never have again or whatever. But dude, I was so grateful. And like food snobbery, that's cool when you can do it. But it's kind of like when I learned in my homelessness and things changed. Like if somebody offers you a meal, shut the fuck up and take it, right? So I did. And I'm super grateful. Of course, the cat wanted to fight me for it because that's just what she likes to do. She likes to fight fucking cat. Okay, comments, bookshelf. Okay. make a tea and soak a cloth in the herbs or really cover with my cream. Yeah, it's pretty covered. I think the oils, so I mean, they're transdermal, so they soak in with or without help, like almost instantly within seconds. And especially so I'm not worried about that. I like it being able to get fresh air, and my sheets are already dirty, so fuck it. Dude, I just barely took a shower and took off the same dress I was wearing, I think, maybe 5 days. But shit keeps happening every day. And you know what? No one else has to smell me, so whatever. Pit stopper to the rescue. Okay. All right. I left the city and bought a house in the boonies. Oh, good for you. Oh man, that is so awesome, Holly. 2 acres. That is so killer. I love it. I mean, the biggest city I've been in 15 years is Branson. That's a city with like 10,000 people. And I wasn't even actually in the city. I was in the outskirts. So I personally can't do it. I need to hear birds before sirens. In fact, my whole time here, I've heard one siren. One siren. One siren. The whole time here. Yeah. One ambulance. That's it. Not one cop. Not one, like, nothing. No neighbors screaming. Lots of shootings, but I love it. It's kind of like listening to the birds. Okay. Holly, I want to hear more about your place and where you went, if you want to share. So I see I have one of Dr. Linda Page's edition of Healthy Healing. The older editions are the best ones. So those. Oh, yeah. Older, dude, I've had all these books for so long. I mean, probably, I don't know if they were set up the same way and I didn't really set them up so much this time, but I'm sure if you compare these with my 2012 videos, you'll see the exact same books. I wasn't buying books when I was homeless, you know what I mean? So yeah, they probably are all the exact same books, except I did buy like 3 books while homeless. And that's, by the way, I'm going to show you them because they're awesome. And I think the more we know about ourselves, the better. But I did buy this while homeless. I just wasn't really able to use it. And if any of you want to know your cards, I'll totally look it up for you. But I am a 9 of clubs with a 9 of spades life path, which is as fucked up as my astrological chart that's all squares. So if anyone else wants to know what your card is, because this actually, with even just the free information available online, you would be shocked at how much information you get as compared to astrology. And I love astrology. I'm not knocking it at all. I'm just saying astrology takes more work to get more info. And this is just like, here's your whole life in a book, and it's just written in like super easy English if you understand what these symbols are. And it's like, how did he know? Like, in fact, I had a friend read one like 2 weeks ago, and he's like, it's like this dude just read my diary and wrote it in here. So those I did buy while homeless. And then another awesome book I think is important to have, Ted Andrews. I love all of Ted Andrews, but this Animal Speak is super awesome. And especially for me, because I always have interesting animal experiences. So I like having those. But all right. So yeah, all these books are probably the same as from back then. Are Kitty and Puppy getting along better now? Kitty is planning a coup. I know it because, dude, okay, yeah. She even tried to like attack him today. And then right before I came up here, she tried to come out again. And I went up to her and I was like petting her. Then he came up on my side and then she freaking snapped at me, but just like, or swatted at me like, you bitch. Yeah. So she hates him and she hates me. The babies, though, they're actually pretty badass. They're not afraid. They don't have anything to be afraid of. And, they haven't had their head chopped off or attempted. They haven't been attempted murdered by a dog before. So I did have dogs in my little place when she was young, and a couple kind of snapped. The other one didn't really. Well, yeah, so we'll see what happens. Either way, the dog's staying, as long as he wants to. He's not being contained. He's free to go at any time, just the same way he got here. I would love for him to stay, and I'm pretty sure he wants to stay, but, he's here on his own will. Kitty is just going to have to deal with it. Winter's coming and I'm going to want to be able to let him come in the house at some point. But right now, that's not an option. So been watching because I'm starting my food forest too. Cool. I left Boston and moved to Florida. Oh, Central West Coast. Dude, I lived on the Central West Coast. I lived in Homosassa, not Weeki Wachee, and then Brooksville. So I lived in the Chazahuitska forest at the Seven Sisters Springs. I would say go there if you haven't been, because the springs are super cool, but definitely avoid weekends and the people at the park there. It was a national park managed by the state, leased to the county, who gave it to their friends, multimillionaires. And after they just got like a $500,000 restroom and their rent is like $200 a month. So it's total bullshit, but it is pretty beautiful. So Citrus County, yep, that's where I lived. Yeah. Gigi, what up? Thank you all for being here. I know some of you are getting late, so I don't know. I guess if you want to like subscribe and hit notifications, maybe they'll tell you sooner. I should schedule these things, but I really don't. But yeah, if you have any questions about what I've already discussed or anything else, go ahead. But I'm going to try to get back to that smoke. I'll wait. Oh, and I'll check my phone because I know some of you watch, but you don't have an account, and sometimes I hear about it the next day. Anyways, the dog thing was totally magic. Just like, okay, I knew I was going to have another dog again when the right one came, but it was literally the night before when I said, okay, I'm ready to have a dog. Do you know anyone that breeds wolves? And then he shows up the next morning. And it's okay that he's not a wolf, I'll take a wolf in whenever or not, or I don't care. But he's definitely our little guy. And he told me his name is Zeus. So I hope that they eventually get along. What the hell are you talking about today? So I wanted to share my healing here in real time, like I did years ago when I had that dog lacerate my tendons and ligaments and give me nerve damage and stuff. So I just figured, since I'm using my stuff, I found that things like this come in helpful for people who choose drugs and surgery and all that other stuff. And then we can kind of compare who heals faster, who heals more complete, etc. So that's why I'm doing these live videos like I did back in 2012 and 13 when I was healing stuff. So, oh, and don't forget to click the thumbs up, everyone. Thanks, Emily. I'm really not a pimp. I suck at stuff like that, but I'll try to remember. Not that, I don't want to tell anyone what to do. You know what I mean? And plus, it's like, dude, you're here. and nobody held a gun to your head. So I'm assuming that it's because you want to be here. So if you did want to know when I'm going live in a minute or two, I don't know, but fuck it. Does it help to actually say that stuff? Let me know if any of you actually clicked any of those buttons because somebody said so. Yeah, and you know what? As far as me and ratings and thumbs up and stuff, it's never actually going to matter because I have screenshots of my video numbers go down, like even total video views, some that have had likes and then they get switched to dislikes, 888 views, then they go down to 600, then they go down to 200. So I'm positive that none of my numbers are accurate, and that's okay because I'm not part of the club and I never will be. And apparently I serve no useful purpose. But you know what? At least, even though YouTube deleted me 12 times in the past, they're letting me talk this time. And, I'm not really all that political or, anything like that. But fucking Facebook, man. 9 days I've been allowed to be on in the last 5 months. So why are you even letting me stay? And it kind of sucks because I don't really have a way to keep in touch with a lot of people or promote what I'm doing, the business, things like that. So, thankfully I have been getting some really cool, amazing testimonials, which I'm thankful for. And I've been thinking I really should be doing videos talking about my products and sharing why I made them, what I've used them for, and what I've learned from other people who've used them. Like, I didn't know the Island Dreams was going to cure this chick's stretch marks or the other things that it healed, like with her sons and stuff. So, I learned those things from you, and then that helps other people when they say, oh, this helped that. And there has been like a little bit of a word of mouth thing going on. But I know that people that don't know me or my products kind of look at them like they're kind of just foo-foo, smelly good stuff. And that's actually not true. They're hardcore medicine that actually smell really amazing and some foo-foo. I have things that aren't so foo-foo, but I think aromatherapy, which how many thousands of published reports on the effect of aromatherapy. I mean, our sense of scent is our most powerful scent there is. So, or most powerful sense there is. So I think it's important to smell pleasant things, right? Like a lot of these things, I put them on and I'm just like, oh my God, it feels good. It smells good. And that natural uplift, I think, kind of adds to how well they work or not, right? I don't know. So aromatherapy is a proven science, so I'm not going to try to convince anyone or not. But I'm saying if you're tired of drugs with harmful chemicals and you want to do something good for yourself and the environment, I would probably consider getting away from drugstore and any other corporate made crap. Not necessarily mine. Like I said, you don't ever have to buy anything from me. I want you to use the site because I put the ingredients there so where you can make your own. And I've done the research on pubmed.gov and given you the links. So I've made it easy for you to see how and why I use these ingredients and why and what the government says about them. So, and doctors all over the world. So again, these are peer-reviewed journals. This isn't me just talking crap saying, this oil can cure gangrene, or this oil can cure, dude, I found reports on coronavirus. Yeah, but I'm not on Facebook, so I can't post them. I'm saving them all on my links, which will go on a blog at ChristieAphrodite.com and probably mytrueessence.net eventually. But If you guys aren't checking out that site, I'll tell you, I've told you before, I'll tell you again, my 2 favorite books, PubMed.gov and CIA.gov. Yeah. So you can pretty much find out the truth about almost anything, or at least get closer to the truth. So medicine is kind of my interest, and growing up sick my whole damn life and being miserable and having that desire to make it better, not only for me, but anyone else. So that's why I bring forth my true essence. And I'm super excited. So thank you all for your testimonials and stuff. It's kind of exciting when I come across like a post or there's like a new comment on the site, especially because there's like thousands of spam comments for every real comment. It's like going through a needle in a haystack. So it's like sex, drugs, like porn, freaking more drugs, more, and then there's like a real comment. Oh, this really helped me. And I'm just like, oh my God, that's awesome. So, all right. What the hell are you talking about? Okay, well, I almost forgot myself. Well, I almost forgot myself too. Who am I? What am I? Just kidding. Okay, so I've probably rambled enough if you're not asking any more questions about the hand or anything we're going to be doing here. But let's see. I'm going to let it just fall forward, shake it a little, see if it'll go down a little more. Okay, so that's how much forward I can go. Let's go backward a little. That's as far back as I can go. And let's check those fingers again. That's actually not bad. These two look like they got better just within this video. I did put the Pain Be Gone though, and that has like extreme anti-inflammatories in there. By the way, the Pain Be Gone, I mentioned the camphor, the peppermint, and wintergreen. I also use the menthol crystals. And the Pain Be Gone cream that I showed you is different than the Pain Be Gone roller, where the cream is more kind of like mentholatum type, so you can use it not only on pain, but chest, respiratory stuff. And the Pain Be Gone roller, you could also use it for that too, but it also has like more meditative properties. And what I love about the other one is it smells like perfume, and you just roll a little bit on, and then like 5 minutes later, your pain's gone. You're like, what the fuck? Not! Yes. Mama Kitty got me good. And I deserved it. I should know better than to try to control her. Yeah, I tried to hold her, and she wasn't having any of that. So, but I think it's pretty crazy that almost all those wounds are closed. Obviously I got some work to do up here, but look at that, all the skin, and except for these two bigger ones here and here, but everything else, it's almost like, holy shit, that was just yesterday. So that's pretty cool. But that all wound self-heal was insane. I did not expect it to be like that, but literally as I was putting it on, I just felt it the pain go away. Like, anyways, it's kind of cool. I wish you were here. I told you that magical girl that could help you. Yeah. I wish everyone was so much closer and you could just come over and smell all this stuff and play with it and just frolic in the forest with delicious oils and pick herbs and make your own. I am gonna smoke this. I'm a determined fuck. All right. So, but really, I guess I've already shared all I need to share here. And I know I'm live and everyone came later than I started, which is not your fault, obviously. And I know you all have lives. So, um, but yeah, if anyone doesn't have any question, no songs today, that's a funny one. Um, I will take requests. God bless America, anyone? I played that for my neighbor. He thought it was funny. It was impressive. No songs today, but there may be some in the future. There have been some I've been singing in my head that accidentally come out sometimes. Um, I really think there has to be a 2020 version of Crazy though. Cray cray. Yeah, so maybe something like that in the future. And, you know, blue cheese, you really look like a sleaze. What's on your thighs? Oh, please. Oh, no, that's me, blue cheese. Yeah, no, anyways, that's not it, but something like that. I'm so glad I cracked myself up because if I didn't, well, I don't really know. I'd probably figure something else out now, wouldn't I? I'm bummed though. Oh, dude, I made some freaking spicy refrigerator pickles. Okay, so I used my lemon and cucumber. My lemon and apple cucumbers, and then I picked a bunch of mustard seed and flowers from the garden, along with peppers. And what else did I use from the garden? Damn, why can't I remember? But anyways, then onions and garlic. It's on Instagram since it can't post on Facebook. But yeah, they definitely came out spicy and super delicious. And I'm kind of bummed that I'm not preserving. I made like 4 little things of pesto, but I've already gone through a couple when I made pesto, creamy pesto lasagna. So I want to make more because I have enough other ingredients to make like 2 more batches. And then, yeah, I'll have to find more pine nuts before I make more. But and what I really want to do though, I mean, because dude, I have so much basil and all these other things here, the cedar, the pine, the eucalyptus, well, not eucalyptus, sorry. There's sycamore, cedar, pine, oak, and many other things. I want to make my own essential oils, you know? I mean, not obviously, I won't be able to make every single one, but some. So I kind of have my sights on a copper distiller. So if any of you have made your own essential oils before, please let me know and what you recommend or whatever. But that's what I'm planning on doing. And then the flowers like the jasmine, the gardenia, red buds, things like that. I'll just make enfleurages when they're in season, and then they'll go out in my seasonal special creams that I'll be making seasonally. So, all right. So there's still no questions. So I'm going to say bye. And I don't hear you saying bye. But it's okay. I want to thank you for being here and sharing your time, and definitely come check back. I'll do another one. You know, if something really good happens to, like if I wake up and it's healed tomorrow, then I'll definitely do another one tomorrow, right? Or if I wake up and it's black and gonna die, then I'll definitely, you know what I mean? But probably every like 3 days or something like that, I think sounds pretty, that's what I did before. And then the 1 week later and 2, 3 weeks, stuff like that. So Not to change a subject, but is there a minimum depth of soil needed for growing squash? My zucchini plants only have male flowers. I wonder if it's because of that or if it's been too hot. Oh, yeah, it could be both, really. But they do kind of like a good amount of soil and they don't like to compete with things that take the same nourishment. I have, so my plants went through some super extremes this year and being transplanted multiple times, and then the freezing, and then the extreme heat. So that kind of, I mean, they still made it, but like on some of them, they were just flower, 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 flower. And then there's only like 6 butternuts per vine. The cucumbers finally pulled through, and then my later melons have pulled through, but I definitely noticed that on my earlier vines. In fact, my earlier watermelon vines only have like one, or watermelon and cantaloupe. They only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maybe total. But the new ones that were planted later and I guess like this habitat better and weren't traumatized with the freeze to the sweltering heat, they are producing a lot more. There's a lot more babies on those vines than the ones that went through the trauma. So it could be the trauma. And since you asked about male flowers and stuff, I'm having a persimmon issue that if there's anyone out there that comes across this knows. So there's a whole bunch of persimmons out there, and there were some with flowers, but then like a week or two later, there were no flowers. And of all those persimmon trees, none produced a single one. So it could be poor quality, lack of nourishment, water, all sorts of, or even too much water, right? Too much water is actually worse than not enough. So yeah, it's tedious. It's always a battle, isn't it? My melons are doing better. Maybe they can withstand the heat better. I'm in an 8A hardiness zone. 8A? You're not 8A way up there. Aren't you like in Ohio or something? All right, hang on. We're talking gardening. So you know what that means? I'll be back. Sorry, I'm just going to have to put you on hold because I wasn't planning on staying this long, but I do want to talk more garden stuff. So since you're talking now, hang on. If you want, not to tell you what to do. All right, if you're still here, thank you. But I also decided to grab this one. This is the spring ahead one I made with the gardenias, red buds, and dandelions. And I just love how it smells. I just love being able to use stuff that I grew and not be completely dependent on everyone else for everything. Okay, so back to your melon. So yeah, 8A, dude. That's a low. That there's no way you're 8A up there. Oh, you're in South Carolina. Did you move? I thought you were like in Ohio. Okay, so 8A. Withstand the heat better. I keep failing with my cucumbers growing up your sunflowers. What do you mean? I've been trying to get them to grow up the trellises, but some finally grabbed the sunflowers and I figured they were big enough now. So I'm letting them and we'll see what happens. But my one big, beautiful sunflower is our drooping. But she's so beautiful looking over all of the younger, littler ones that haven't bloomed. But when they bloom, I'm going to snip her and I'm going to save some of those seeds, obviously, for next year. And then I'm going to toast the rest because I want to eat it. And then the birds can have everything else like they do, right? But there's only that one big giant one. So I'm going to keep her. I'm new to the South. So I'm an infant gardener again. David the Good is a good YouTube resource. Oh, totally agree. I just came across him and he's South, like Florida, I think. So, Holly, when I moved down to Florida, I had 2 gardening seasons. So, like when you're up here and you're thinking you're going to plant your tomatoes, say in spring, like there, I was picking tomatoes in Christmas and February, I was picking tomatoes. So you get like 2 full seasons in all of those warmer weather crops. And I was able to overwinter and keep like habanero plants, basil plants that ended up so big. There's pictures out there. So, or like on my Instagram. So you can check them. But the habanero was when I dug it out in a March, okay, I dug these plants out and either moved them with me or when I left the state, gave them to people who wanted to take care of them. And the habaneros, they were totally blooming still when we dug it out the next time. And I had heard from the dude that's friends with the person I gave it to that it's been living almost that whole time. And then the basil, dude, some of those leaves, and it wasn't basil lettuce, right? Like some people grow. It was literally just Genovese, but it ended up like bigger than my hand, the leaves. So I enjoy having the 2 seasons, really 2 full seasons, but it's not the dead of summer. Dead of summer. Oh, I don't know how you do it, but honestly, I don't know how I do it here because the Ozarks might even be worse because at least there you have an ocean breeze, And I think we have more bugs here. I was actually, when I went down there, I was like, oh, it's not as bad as I thought, except for those yellow flies. So I don't know if you've met the yellow flies, but they come out in about May and October. They're also known as mayflies, and some people call them horse. They're not the same thing. It's not a mayfly, but they mistakenly call them that because they come out in May. And then they're not horse flies. They're 2 totally different things. And those yellow flies will frickin' chase you. Like, even if you're out on the water, even if you dive, even if you're on a boat, they're going to chase you and they'll call up all their friends and they're vicious. So if you want to keep them away, make sure, I don't know if I'm assuming you're making like your own body sprays or oils or something, but I had success making my hiker's peak oil, but then I also added extra basil and extra anise, and then I put glycerin in it, so it coated my skin, so the few times, even when someone landed, they couldn't bite, they just like went away. So if you don't do that, don't blame me when you end up with like 40 damn bites every time you go out in the river. But yeah, those yellow flies are fucked. Okay. I could have sworn I planted cucumbers too, but have none of those this year. Also, a lot of my tomato flowers dry up and drop off, even though they're under 40% shade cloth. Yeah. North Florida, 9A. I think I'm in a 7A. But lemons and stuff grow around here, although I'll be taking mine inside. There's going to be quite a few key limes, which is super cool. I wasn't really expecting, obviously, any in my first year. And then there's like 3 oranges. The Meyer lemon hasn't flowered. And the other orange didn't. So, next year. But I'm super excited to be able to get any at all. Shade cloth. Yeah, shade cloth. Well, okay, so here's a cheap alternative if you want to try. Tulle, Tulle. You can get it like $5 or something, or maybe $7 for 40 yards. And if you see the pictures or videos of my garden, that white stuff in there, it's that wedding shit, people like make dresses and stuff with, or whatever wedding shit with. Yeah, and it helps against some critters, but not all, because while I have not seen the armadillo, I am still, last night and the night before, I got damage in the garden again. So, in fact, yesterday morning, so from the night before, whoever they are this time, they ate some of my tomatoes, or at least one of them, and it was like broken 3 spots. And yeah, so I am kind of having a hard time right now. Like, they're literally making trail. They're not like overtly destroying it, but kind of. And so one of my cucumber vines, they got the root of that pretty good. And that's kind of like dying in the midst of the other ones that aren't, but they're so intertwined, I can't pull it out without a lot of drama. And I have only one hand too, so I'm actually just going to take a few days off and be all right with it and do the rain dance, because I don't want to stand out there for 3 hours. Old window shade shears, because the shade cloth isn't big enough. That's really cool, Emily. That's a great idea. Yeah, use what you have, right? But the tool has been working really good. And it's affordable, because yeah, everything they sell you, like if it's for gardening, it's 20 times the price, right? If it's a bird net, it's like $30 for 6 feet. But if it's a deer net, then it's like $20 for 100 yards. So you can, beginner gardeners don't just go out and buy everything people tell you to get in that way, because there are substitutes for everything, really. Most everything. So in yours, you look healthy, just don't get much, if any, fruit or veggies. So tomatoes do like sun, though, and I have heard that lack of sun interferes with production, but it could also, maybe you got stuck in those same freezes and stuff that I did. And then the flooding, oh my God, my first pile of dirt was like pure clay with all rock. So, and I put all the plants in the first bed I filled, to get them in somewhere, but it like choked everybody's roots kind of, and the water was not draining. So I had to dig all those out and go get a bunch of peat moss and, whatever I could find. But again, I'm out in the sticks, so I can't just go to a store like most people, nor can I get people to show up. Like, but it's getting better. I'm finding the right people, but there are some things that just were not available at all. Like the bamboo sticks I kept waiting for, but then I chopped down that tree and I'm like, why don't I use those? At first I was thinking I'll use them for art projects, but then I'm like, oh shit, I need these branches. I need these twigs. So you didn't have any freezes. Yeah. Oh dude, it was 100 degrees from May. We had like one break a couple weeks ago, which was really nice. But yeah, and lots of extra rain. It was a few months ago where they said that we had already more than double our annual. So, which is good sometimes, but it wasn't good in the beginning when it was all at once. Um, but you know what? It's all practice though, and that's how we learn new tricks and new things. And I'm in a new location, so I might as well be a beginner again too, right? Getting to know the area, the trees, in fact, like one thing right off the bat. So when I got here in April, the sun was where it was. Built a garden. Well, then May, June, July, August came and the sun's over here. So things that I thought were in the sun or full sun weren't full sun. Things I thought were part shade ended up not being shade, although it is shade in the winter and spring, but definitely not so much in summer and fall. But so this whole year for me here is going to be a learning experience, developing what's going to grow best in which spot. And it's definitely a learning experience. And, I just throw seeds down pretty much every time I'm out there, and maybe not every single time, but often. And now even because I've already harvested so many basil seeds, I'll just pick off the flowers and throw them in there. And who knows, with whoever's digging up the soil, maybe they'll till it for me, and then I'll have like 40,000 basil plants next year. Or maybe they'll start growing now. But I don't think anything can grow now because he keeps killing my babies. I kept having baby cauliflower, cabbage, beets, radishes. And I might just have to start sleeping out there since it's cooling off, but there are bugs. But yeah, I'll just have to sleep out there with the 22, I think, because I'm going to have to solve this problem. Lecanto. Wow, I know where that is. And then Citrus Hills, there was some kind of magazine. They showed one of my photos in it, which was cool. But yeah, that was my first crazy hospital adventure torture thing, when my brain blew up right there in, what's it called, Brooksville? Oak Hill Hospital. That was fun. Gigi, your yard is food for armadillos. Throw in some parasitic worms. Huh. Well, armadillos eat worms, like grubs. That's why you can't really catch them in traps, because you can't put food in there. You need the grubs that are in the ground. But if you know of any parasitic worms, I'll put them in the ground. So I best build a fence. Yeah, dude, you build a fence. It's 13 acres. And let me know when you can pay for it. I did cayenne. I've done cayenne. I've done cinnamon, mustard, tulle, all that wood, mothballs even. I heard they hate that, so I bought mothballs. So I don't actually think it's an armadillo anymore, because it could be the squirrels. Armadillos don't eat the fruit off the plants. They don't take tomatoes off. They just want the grubs down there. But yeah, I do my patrols and do my night patrols, although I did not do a night patrol last night because my head and everything, I was kind of tired. So yeah, there ain't gonna be no fence around here with no 18 inches deep in this limestone rock. That would be like $150,000 job easily, and I can't do it. I can't even dig holes for trees this big in this rock. So that's why I had to build raised beds. It's not exactly soil. Yeah. As far as the holes, I put mothballs in there. In one of them, I had some extra gas because I had to clean some gas cans that had diesel in them. So they told me the best way to clean him was to put gas in it and shake it up. So I did that, and then I poured it in a place, and I'm in a bucket, and I was just holding on to it, like, what am I going to do with this? And then when I went on, like, okay, I'm going to get this guy, you know, I poured it in the one big hole by the house, which likely was his home at one time, and put a trap there, but it definitely is not his home now. And then every other hole on the property I saw, I just dropped mothballs in him. So I don't know where he's actually residing right now. And believe it or not, it's just one. But I do have the squirrels, so maybe they're not behaving, or maybe there's someone I haven't even seen yet, right? Like maybe Woody came back to haunt me. The ghost of Woody. Maybe. Yeah. I'm going to have to find out though. Like before I see the armadillo and I hit him with rocks because I didn't want to shoot him because I'm not going to eat him and I feel bad. So I was trying to play fair. But next time I catch a predator in the garden, yeah, they're just going to have to die. A ton of basil, peppers, green onions, mint. Good. Yeah, he killed some of my onions, and took out a couple pepper plants. So far, he hasn't messed with the basil. I don't know why, or whoever hasn't messed with the basil. They get kind of close to the roots, but and they're interspersed throughout the beds that they target. So I don't know. They don't like the basil that much. They destroyed my garlic. I mean, maybe not all of it, but maybe most of it, or at least half, because it was bordering all of my beds and he was going in on the border. And yeah, so he's killed some onions, a lot of garlic, some tomatoes, killed a tomato plant. I mean, cucumber plant and a tomato. Yeah, that's right. I had to pull out a couple tomatoes. So yeah, it's time for him to die. When I was winning the war and getting more food than him, it was okay. But now that he's back to getting more than me, it's not okay. Because, like, yeah, they all out there get 30%. This one dude doesn't get to take everything. You know what I mean? And I'm not growing everything just for me. I mean, how much can I fucking eat? You know what I mean? So I am growing for them, and I am growing, as much as I can to share with neighbors and stuff too, which hasn't been as much as I wanted because of my little visitor, but that's all right. Build a chicken wire cheap fence just around the garden. Yeah, so, and the cayenne and stuff is a waste of time. The parasitic worms will eat the insects the armadillos want. Yeah, armadillos eat the worms. They don't eat the insects. That's why they burrow to get the grubs. And you would need to have a fence work. It needs to be down 18 inches in the ground. So yeah, I'm not going to be able to. There's a deer net. That's the best I can do for now. Maybe in the future, but yeah, just building a fence with 18 inches below the surface in all this space. I mean, even if it's just the garden space, that's still well over an acre. So yeah, I mean, obviously, great idea. That'd be nice, but it's not possible the way things are right this second. Yeah, but I did get a BT, which will kill the grubs that they like to eat. And some of those grubs also happen to be Japanese beetles, which have got to go. So that's what I am going to do next. And there was this other product, allegedly organic. I can't think of the name of it right now, but they said that works for armadillos. And I've tried that, and that doesn't work either. So And now he's climbing the wood, I guess. When I first stacked all the wood, when I first put the wood in the tool and the lower beds, that kept him away. But then on the higher raised beds, it initially did, but I guess he became so determined he's climbing up all that wood now. So I need more wood. But technically, what needs to happen in the fall, I'm just going to raise the beds higher. They were all just temporary anyways, and cheap and quick, but now I have enough dirt and more dirt. So I'm going to add a foot to each of those beds. And I'm pretty sure that'll help next year because I never had any armadillo problems with higher raised beds. I only had that one woodchuck problem, and we all know what happened to him. Okay. Your doggy was derelict in his new duties. He either was derelict in his duties or maybe he's the dude doing the duty. I don't know. Maybe he's digging in it. Or maybe he thought that they're my pets and like stood down like he does with the kitties. Or maybe he was asleep. Or maybe he was just wandering off somewhere else. I don't know. It didn't seem as much damage, but I haven't seen any dead critters around. I hope that he chases whoever, whatever away. I'm positive if I left Joshua outside, there would be blood in the morning, but I can't leave her outside with her babies. Plus she's not fixed and I just love her. So eventually I'm going to have to figure out how to get like a doggy and a kitty door. And when I say figure out, I know how to do a doggy door. I've done it before, but these doors are, so the front and back door both have the oval glass. So there's nowhere that you can just like cut a square in it. And then the French doors, well, they're French doors and have the glass in the center. So there's nowhere you could really cut there either. So I'll have to figure it out, but it's probably going to have to be built like into a wall and be big enough for all the cats and the dog to go in and out at their leisure when the dog's allowed inside, provided the queen and her brood, will allow it. Make some armadillo stew. I thought about that, but I don't want to eat the armadillo. And I know, whatever, leprosy, this or that. And I know it's allegedly a low percentage, but I don't actually want to take the chance. Plus, they're kind of cute, but I don't want to touch it. You know what I mean? I'm more into fuzzy critters, and he's very shiny and alien and very like technological, just kind of armor. Like, I don't know. I wouldn't even know what to do with him. So I'm actually not going to kill. I mean, when or if or whatever, when I do kill him, I'm not going to turn him into a stew like I did with Woody. In fact, I'm just going to let him die right there because there's lots of turkeys and vultures and turkey vultures and, ravens and eagles and buzzards and, things like that need to eat. So I'll just let him kind of decompose wherever. And then if I end up with bones, then they'll go in the garden. So armadillo dip, dude, that's disgusting. I mean, actually, I don't know if it's disgusting because I've never eaten an armadillo. And I'm sure I could make it taste good too, but it's just something I don't know. And I'm all right with that. I'm all about opening your mind and stuff, but I'm also okay with just passing on the armadillo. It just doesn't, yeah. And, I'm probably going to like shoot myself in the foot here. It's probably the most delicious meat ever. But yeah, just not into it. Not yet. Not hungry enough yet. Has anyone here eaten an armadillo? And if so, I totally want to hear about it. I'll tell you when I prepared Woody, because there were a lot of even locals. They're like, "Oh, you can't do that. I would never eat that. Ooh, 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 and oh, that's gross, and ooh, it's gamey, and ooh, it's tough and chewy." And I didn't experience that at all. But I marinated him for 4 days in beer, a bunch of different sea salts like black and purple and green, with let's see, beer, sea salt, and garlic for 4 days. And then I made the stew. And I always, when I make the broth and stuff, I boil the animal off the bone like at least 24 hours. In fact, my last bone broth I made was like 30 hours. Um, so yeah, Woody was fucking delicious. And I was pretty grossed out. I was scared. I had never eaten a rat to my knowledge. I mean, I did grow up on the border, and I did used to go to those hot dog stands after a nice drunken night at the tequila bar. But yeah, so maybe I've eaten rat and not know it. But anyways, that was my first time knowingly eating a rat, and it was scary as fuck, but he was delicious and the meat was so tender, and I would totally do it again if I had to. I wouldn't like go seek it out. But the armadillo thing, it's just kind of like, so I was having a walking stick infestation, and my neighbor's like, "Well, why don't you just let him walk on you?" I'm like, "No, dude, like, I can hang out with wild bears, alligators, crocodiles, wolfies, bobcats, like any snakes. Like, I can be out there with like the biggest, most wild beasts ever. The smaller the dude, and if they fly and crawl, the smaller the. I'm like a little girl, like just freaking out. In fact, dude, one time I got attacked by a carpenter ant. Okay. But so maybe not so much, but I thought I was going to. And that's just to illustrate how seriously terrified I am of small critters. And I don't know if it's because the mosquitoes and the neuroinvasive West Nile virus or the brown recluse bites. But either way, I am terrified of creepy crawler and flyy critters. And the armadillo is just barely a step up from that. Like, I would touch it where I wouldn't touch the others, but I don't want to eat it. But if you want to come over, dude, like, seriously, I would watch and learn, and obviously I would taste it if you spent your time doing that and teaching me. But yeah, it's just not something I want to do. I'll tell you what, though, if you have armadillos and you don't want to kill it and you want to just test your arm like I did, oh my God, throwing fucking rocks at him. That was hilarious. You hit him and he just totally jumps up in the air. Like, it's crazy. But yeah, I haven't caught him for like a week. So, and I go out at different times, so it's not like it's a schedule. Oh, we're going to have to get him. Okay, armadillo dip. Yuck to armadillo anything. It is a funny visual. I tried green plastic chicken wire to cover wrought iron to keep my cat in the backyard, but some critter ate a hole in it. Oh, yeah. Technological armadillo. Doesn't he look like a machine? Like, have you seen an armadillo up close? Like, even when you see him like dead on the side of the road, they've got that armor. Like, the critter's made out of metal. Like, if I'm going to eat a critter, I want it to have skin. Like, not a computerized reptile metal alien thing. I don't know. I have to admit, he is kind of cute, though. And his face was just kind of, and when I got close to him and talked to him, I'm like, I really don't want to kill you, dude. Just please don't make me turn you into an egg roll. Because, yeah, I'm not going to eat it. And that would suck. I haven't ever tried armadillo either. And I tried other things like frog legs and alligator. They tasted like chicken, of course. Do you have palmetto? Oh, dude, we do have palmetto bugs. When I first was here in the spring and leaving the door open, we got a couple in, but fucking dude, Shasha Ra. And I have not seen any since. So I don't know if it's, see, I use oils and DE and stuff like that around the entryways. And so I can't tell you exactly what I attribute to having zero anymore. But yeah, in the spring, like I was freaking out. There were two, and crawling up the wall. And dude, they were fucking with me. They would not leave on their own. I think I talked about this the other day, and I told my daughter, I told Joshua, I'm like, dude, he's not going to leave. Take care of it. And she just chomped him. And it was weird. It was really weird. It was really gross to see too. Especially, she's so cute, man. She does the most fucked up shit. Right. And she actually tore one of my friend's face off, or at least tried to, and then hurt another friend of mine. So yeah, she don't mess around, man. She looks like a cute, furry little, and she is, but don't make her play with a dog, and don't bring any psychopaths into the house or two-faced people, right? When you're being two-faced, that's what, dude, even as a kitten, she did that. One of my friends was not living his truth, but trying to pretend he was. And she just stared at him and just lunged her 8 feet through the air, launched at his face. Yeah, that was a huge lesson. If everything tastes like chicken, I mean, or does it really, or is it the way we prepare it? Right? I don't know. But why don't you just eat chicken? I mean, we could probably make anything taste like chicken, right? I don't know what Woody. Woody tasted like nice, soft, tender, beefy, kinda. Woody didn't taste like chicken. I do know that. Yeah, I really had to get over the whole I'm eating a rat thing more than anything. But I practiced with the pea earlier that year, so figured if I could drink pee, I could eat a rat. Florida hotels require at least one palmetto bug per bed. Ew, and Mike's, dude, if one of those crawled on me or was in my, I don't even know what I would do. I would have to move out. Yeah, that's crazy. I do remember living in Florida as a kid, and they were flying, and just, that's so gross. So yeah, so fortunately I don't have to deal with that. And the walking sticks went away, or they went over to the oaks like I asked them to, because they knew that my friends were going to start snipping him, just cut him in half. Let me see if I can, I'm trying to, yeah, snip, snip, snip. I got to work these fingers. Snip, 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 snip. Yep, that's a fat finger. She got it good. I mean, let's do a side by side. Yeah. So it's all recorded in live videos. So we'll see what happens with the healing here. Oh, you've had it before. Dude, you're a badass. You ate freaking armadillo. Okay. So Gigi said armadillo tastes like fine grain, very high quality white pork meat. Wow. Fine grain? It's grainy? But Gigi, don't you hate it when the shell gets caught in your teeth? Oh my gosh. Chickens are like everything. If it tastes like chicken, why you keep eating us? Oh, wait, chickens are like, if everything tastes like chicken, why do you keep eating this? Right. That's smart. Sorry, I read it wrong the first time. But yeah, the chicken should be like, dude, if everything else tastes like they should protest. Like, eat more armadillo. Just kidding. I'm seriously going to do a food video, but I've run on too much on here. So grain, does it taste like grainy grain, like, I don't know, like sandpaper? Or, and how did you clean it? And how did you prepare it? Yeah, I want to hear more because I may have to eat one day. It's just not today. I never was a big pork meat person. Even when I used to eat meat, pork always seemed too dry. I felt that too. I was never have been a big pork person. Remember the other white meat thing, and then I tried it then, and it just, but bacon, dude, I loved bacon. Like, I loved bacon so much I could easily eat like a whole package a day. And I was doing the low carb diet, like that Atkins diet then, freaking teenager and early 20s, eating a pound of freaking bacon. That's ridiculous. I just wrap it up in a paper towel and go to work and munch away or whatever. Filet mignon pork. Wow, that texture, buttery, melts in your mouth. Wow. Well, come on over and help me eat this guy. Yeah, I'm not really, I can fish and clean my fish and stuff like that, but I'm not ready to get my hands bloody. I'm just being honest. So I'm hiring hitmen. When I want to eat meat, I hire somebody, right? Like, I pay a hitman to kill and clean it for me because I'm I'm a lazy fuck when it comes to that. I'm grossed out by it. I know it's part of life. I know that it's essential. I appreciate that people can, and I can, right? I killed Woody, but I didn't clean him. But if I was hungry, I would. And I learned how to gut fish and fillet fish and stuff like that. So, hey, I was a city girl, so I'm doing all right. But I'm not making excuses. I'm just saying I'll kill it and I'll cook it, but I would probably rather have somebody else clean it. I'm a wuss. I guess I still have some princess in me or whatever. I don't know. We can't do everything, right? I make magic with my medicine and food. So I know at least the people around here, they're totally cool with, they'll clean it if I'll make it. You know what I mean? So I'm cool with that. I accept that I am deficient in the the really grotesque kind of, and I can deal with grotesque stuff, right? I touched Ricky's legs and gangrene and other people's wounds and blood and pus, and I could do that. But yeah, just like pulling, I don't know, man. I'm sure I will at some point, but not today. But I totally respect people, like I said. So I'm a lazy fuck and I hire a hitman if I want meat. Yep, that's what we do. We either kill with our hands or kill with our dollars. Wait, someone said that before. And so I kill with my dollars for the most part. I think Gigi's putting us on. That's hilarious, Derek. I don't think you know Gigi. I don't think she would ever put anyone on. And she's probably a lot like Joshua and will kick your fucking ass for even insinuating something like that. I'm just kind of guessing. Yeah, I think she's pretty badass. So, yeah. So be careful, man. Just because she might look like a sweet little pussycat or have a name like Gigi Loving, um, some people love to kill fuckers. So don't be a fucker. uh, everyone loves bacon, and any recipe with bacon is going to taste great. Right. My diet. Okay, you know what? We might as well just talk about the diet shit now since I'm still here. My diet's changed a few times. Um, and I am more flexible. But yeah, back in the day, I was bacon, 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 bacon. And then I went to, oh my God, I would never touch that. Okay, that was like in the 12, 13, I got away from it before that. And it lasted a little bit after, yeah, through Florida. I was still juicing, up until I couldn't. But homelessness sure changed my outlook on food and people offering me food. So I learned to accept with grace and gratitude, like anything that I could eat. And if bacon was all I could eat, like, see, before I used to, well, I'd rather starve. Well, and then I did starve. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying any of those things are habits or whatever, but I have a neighbor that brought me some of his pig that he slaughtered. And my old days, my old self would be like, oh, I don't eat pork, or I don't eat that. You know what I mean? Just kind of like I did with the hot dog thing. I don't eat that. I still have some of that in me, but I accepted it, and I'm like, oh my God, that is just so beautiful. That it was like the best gift anyone could give me. So what kind of a bitch would I be if I'm like, oh, I don't eat that? I'm the new girl. I'm in this new community. I'm growing food, the food I grow. They're growing the food they grow. They're just as proud as what they do as I am. You know what I mean? So I accepted it, and I'm like, oh shit, what do I make with it? And the truth is, I only know one thing to make with sausage. One, because I've never done that. So, but it was great. It was clean. I made biscuits and gravy because my mom, when I opened the restaurant at 23, told me I have to have biscuits and gravy. So she showed me and I did it. And so it's kind of actually been something that every breakfast place I've worked at, they preferred mine. So, I mean, I enjoy even making things I didn't or would not have eaten in the past. I enjoy making it as delicious as possible, but it's definitely, I'm not going to like go out and go get some ground sausage and do that. And I really didn't even know what to do. And I know that sounds really lame as much as I cook and as many diverse cuisines that I cook. But yeah, I have no idea what to do with sausage or pork because it's never been in my diet ever, even before I was a diet snob, except for the fucking pound of bacon for breakfast because it fit in a paper towel and it was delicious. But I agree, dude. Put bacon on, make some chocolate chip cookies and then slather some peanut butter between the two cookies and put some freaking bacon in there. Oh my God. Now you're going to make me eat bacon. Yeah, that's delicious. Also, another like popular breakfast item I used to make all the time and not eat was I'd make my dessert bread. So like I just made a zucchini date and toasted walnut the other day, but I do something like that or banana or apple pecan or, banana blueberry, things like that. And then turn that into French toast and put bacon, egg, and peanut butter. And those are always a big seller. And people who would normally be like, ew, then they were like, oh my God, that's the best thing ever. Are you going to have this tomorrow? So yeah, bacon does make everything good, but I don't eat bacon that often. But if a neighbor is going to bring me their fresh slaughtered bacon, then I am definitely going to utilize it. And he did actually, yeah, I need to figure out what to do with the sausage because I don't know. And I really don't want biscuits. And I'm just not that kind of an eater. I'm not even a breakfast eater, anyways, but it was the only thing I knew how to do. So if you guys know of any good pork recipes, let me know because, again, dude, let me tell you, Americans are the only ones that you can say no to their food. The only culture, right? Like you do that in Greece and you get slapped upside the head. I mean, I'm even offended if somebody doesn't want to eat my food, right? Like it's part of us. And especially like my lasagna, for example, the one I made the other day, like, that's a lot of preparation days and actually technically more because I had to grow the shit in the garden, right? So it's months. And so by the time you put out this meal, and you offer it to someone and they're like, oh no, sorry, I don't eat that. Like, what a bitch. I was such a bitch. Like, I should have just fucking eaten it and shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? And then go home and barf or whatever. But yeah. And I was honest. I told him I really don't know what to do with this. So I'll just have to learn some pork recipes. But anyways, if you know of any, let me know. Yeah, I remember the first time, so I thought I was still vegetarian or whatever, and then somebody invites me over and they have like turkey and potato and corn with gravy. And I was like, oh my God, I would never have eaten this in, my previous life. But I ate it and I was grateful. And I remember one time recently somebody made, what is this? Shepherd's pie or something. You were a guest in somebody's home. So I have eaten a lot of things lately. Can you hear her? I love you. Come say hi. Come here, baby. Yeah, so I have eaten a lot of things lately that I wouldn't normally eat. But again, my whole attitude about it is different. And especially when it's clean, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. Because yeah, I'm not gonna knock a gift horse. Come here, baby. What's up? Come here. Oh, she went up in the window to kiss her baby. Yeah, she gets loud, dude. So yeah, not much really has changed in my diet except for that. There's these exclusions where like, okay, when in Rome, whatever, I'm going to eat this and I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to give thanks. And instead of saying, oh my God, this is so gross, I can't believe I'm eating it. Or, oh my God, this might have a chemical in it and it's going to hurt me. I don't think that way anymore. I just give thanks for that energy exchange. And I don't feel guilt. And I don't feel like I'm going to die or that I'm going to get fat or that I don't feel any of those things. I just give thanks. And let me tell you, though, getting there was not easy. And just because I can eat a meal like that once in a while definitely doesn't mean I'm going to go out and like seek it and do it again. You know what I mean? But yeah, that flexibility there. I mean, there's certain things there's no flexibility with. Like I'll never go buy like a Nestle candy bar, or I'll never have like sour cream or ketchup, or there's certain like nevers. But when it's a home cooked meal from a neighbor trying to help you or share a gift with you, eat that shit. Okay, so sorry, Gigi, please don't hurt me. Yeah. We got to train him. No. Okay, I've never bought sausage either, but I've had made scrapple, which has similar ingredients, I guess. Scrapple? Is that what's scrapple? Is that thing with like lamb and blueberries or something weird like that I'll never make? But hey, if I'm dying and starving and somebody hands me one, I'll probably just stick it in my mouth. Okay, you aren't offended if someone has allergies, though, are you? I won't hurt you if you have allergies, but I'll probably accuse you of lying. And I'll say, it's because you've only had canned guacamole. You never had my fresh. And I have done that before, and they tried it and they weren't allergic. So I could accuse you of lying and still try to force feed you. It is possible. I'll try not to be offended. I'll be better next time. I would never turn down your food. Oh, thank you. You're a smart cookie. Yeah, I don't know how many people actually, what the percentages of people that make it out of here alive that say no to my food. But yeah, that's another video. Just kidding. Nobody would ever. Can you hear her? Yeah, she's in heat again. And since the kids are on food, I'm unfortunately gonna have to get her fixed, I think, because it's either that or she has to be a prisoner in the home, and that's no fun. You know what I mean? But then again, I worry with being fixed and having some of her, chopped off of her or cut out of her, like that might take away some of her raw, wild nature. And then she might not even be fit to be in the wild and therefore might not want to go out. Like, I don't know what to do. It's so terrible. I know what I have to do, but then at the same time, it's like, okay, well, so now I have 2 generations of a clean, raw line. So then I'm going to fix it. Then what? So if I ever have a kitty in the future, it's probably one that's coming from a vaccinated line, right? And I don't know. I kind of prefer the performance of unvaxxed animals. They just know what's up. Yep, they can take care of shit. Yeah, Shashara, dude, she's a monster. She's not even in this room, and that's how loud she is. Yeah. Okay, Scrapple's a type of pepper sausage that they eat in Pennsylvania and comes in a block. Oh, you cut slices and fry or broil. Ew, like Spam! Ew, ew, ew. Like kind of that kind of, ew, God. Yeah. Okay. I think if somebody made me a meal with Spam, I would use the allergy card, right? I'd say, oh yeah, sorry, it has some preservative in it. Yeah, I might have to say no to that. Would that be rude? I'm trying to be a better person. But yeah, Spam or something like that, I don't know. I guess if that scrapple was homemade, like homegrown from a neighbor, I'd have to try it. I mean, if they offered it to me or invited me for dinner, like I would have to. You live kind of close to the street. Can you fence in an area? Dude, she gets on the roof. What's a fence gonna do? She climbs trees. So yeah, the fence thing just ain't gonna work. Plus I have like a half a mile of frontage on the road. Thankfully, there's only traffic like vacation time. Lots of boats and stuff occasionally, but then the rest of the time there's like nothing. So far, with the exception of the night I moved in here and she disappeared, she has not gone up to the road or past the road or anything. And definitely since she's had her children, I mean, when we go outside together, she stays right by my side. So she doesn't run off or go anywhere. And I'm hoping that that'll be the same with the dog. So far, so good. My other dog was that way. They know where their home is, and he knows where his food and love is. So hopefully he stays. The neighbors say, there's often dead animals on the road, pets, deer, stuff like that. Fortunately, I haven't seen any yet. And I hope it stays that way. And yeah, that would really suck if it was one of my babies. But yeah, there's definitely no fence that's going to keep her in. And plus, just a half a mile of fencing just for the frontage is just, it's impossible right now. So if things change in the future financially, then, I would definitely do things like that. But yeah, so she stays close on the porch, and the kids, they just started going outside yesterday and today, a couple of them, and they don't venture far. So yeah, I don't really, how like people have like a little cage for their dogs. I think it would be, but I mean, maybe if it was like a cage with a lid, that would be cool. But still, it's just not financially feasible right now. I have to focus only on essentials, like a generator and a gas line and a freezer and a dehydrator and, stuff like that. And a fence is a luxury that even the credit card wouldn't be able to cover. So, yeah. I think it comes from a Pennsylvania Dutch documentary. You could make a catio and cover the top of enclosure. So, yeah, I thought about that with the beautiful round porch. Like, I bought a staple gun immediately, and I was going to get some screen and just staple it up. But then I'm like, wait, look at this view. Like, yeah, so I did not want to ruin the view, my pictures, and just it's beautiful. I didn't want anything in between. Plus, I would have had to make a door to screen, where the gate is. So I did decide against that. But initially, that was like the first thing I was going to do. Like literally, the staple gun was like the first thing I bought. But yeah, when I moved in, I was sleeping out there and it was just so beautiful. And I just, I thought about it for a while and just decided against ruining that beautiful view. Especially there's so much wildlife there. Like I could set up the tripod and the lens and get some cool deer and bird and, water stuff, which I haven't done yet, but that's why I decided against turning that into a catio. But I think it would definitely be cool. I mean, I still want to keep building cool stuff for the cats. I have a bunch of shelves that I still need to hang in their cat rooms so they can crawl along the walls. And, when I have a little bit of extra money to get something, I'll definitely invest in luxuries for the cats. Because technically, they're not even really luxuries. They're kind of essentials because the more they have, then the less they fuck up my shit. Right? So, like this chair, for example, I bought it like a week or two after I got Joshua, brand new. This was her chair because there was nowhere in that place for her to claw. And she's a cat. She has to claw. So The outdoor thing I'm totally torn with because of the road. And sometimes the tourists, they drive fast. Like I was sitting out there today and there was a dude passing somebody right in front of me, clearly speeding. Already sometimes I think people go too fast. Not always, but often. And they always have freaking loud trucks, or their bikes. But yeah, or big engines pulling boats or trailers or something like that. But I literally watched someone not only speed, but also speed while trying to pass because already speeding wasn't enough. So I worry about the cats, obviously. But, I can't contain them, I can't keep them. So if I want to let her be free, I'm going to have to fix her because I can't have 6 more cats. I'm not going to be the cat lady. And which I probably already am and just haven't admitted it yet. I need a self-help group, I guess. But it's sad to end her line, especially being raw and vaccine free, but I can't keep her contained in here because she wants to go out there. So yeah, I don't know. It sucks trying to balance, like, how can I be free and have everyone live in harmony? You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to fix animals, sterilize, things like that. I think it's terrible. But cats could have a bunch of cats every few months, you know what I mean? And I can't take on that responsibility, and I'm not going to pawn it off on anyone else. And I'm not going to just like let her have a bunch of cats and then try to find people to give them away to, because I think that's terrible too, right? CPS, like the Cat Protective Services coming in and taking her children, that's no good either. And I chose that I cannot do that because we have such a good relationship, except for when I brought the dog, or I didn't bring him when he showed up and I said, you can stay. I wouldn't want to jeopardize our trust in our relationship. So I felt horrible just getting her, from her mom. And I'm like, look, I really need her, but I need to talk to her mom and just like, and they were going to give them away to someone anyways, right? Whether it's someone who cared or not. But I did care. And I sat there for like over an hour. I got to know the family. I talked to mom. I asked for permission. It sucks. I don't like that, separating families of any kind. So unfortunately, I think fixing her is the only right thing to do. Off your porch would be a good place. You could screen in the stairs going down to the yard and fence in a big area down there. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? That'd be great. Come and help me. It would, yeah, there's so many things that would be cool. Camp spots would be cool. These walls painted would be cool. But yeah, of course it would be cool. I want my cats to have the world. They do have 2 bay windows here. And they're free to go, except I will not let her out at night because, I don't want her to find her boyfriend. So okay, I can make a nice, like an enclosed patio with furniture. Yeah, oh, totally, dude. I already thought like one of the first things what I was gonna screen it in, and then I wanted to get a bunk bed to put out there because I'm like, if I like sleeping out here so much, certainly everyone else is going to. And I've considered turning this into an Airbnb and hip camp and stuff. But as far as the camping, I wanted to build the reason for people to choose this campground, so that's what I'm doing now. The food forest, the animals, the spring. But then I thought, like, okay, I could do Airbnb. I'll just do that one room down there because then it kind of gives them the illusion of having the whole house with that beautiful view and the porch. And then I thought if I put like bunk beds out there, if there was like an overflow or something like that, people just wanted to sleep there, that might be cool. Dude, it is so nice out there. I'm going to set up a tent soon and I'm going to be sleeping outside again. And now that I have a dog, I can sleep outside with him so he doesn't feel left out while we're working on Joshua accepting him. Yeah, you should fix her own litter will mate with their own mother and brothers and sisters. Oh, shit. That would be weird. Like, would she really let her son fuck her? That would be. Do they come out retarded like humans do? Or is that totally normal in the cat world? Like, I have 5 boy babies and only 1 girl. So I was thinking, okay. But yeah, if I fix both of them, that's so sad. Because she's so beautiful. But yeah, I do have to fix her for sure. They'll all fuck each other. Oh shit. Oh no. Okay, so, well, at least around here, people don't fix their boys. They just fix the girls. So I guess I will. And the boys can keep on their fighting shape and whatever, and hopefully keep the property free of squirrels and rats and snakes, apparently. Um, and all of that good stuff. And the dragonflies are still out there, so happy. I just promised him if I leave him, that stick, he said he wanted it and he said he'd stay if I left it. So I promised him I'd leave it. And there's a whole dragonfly farm out there, which is actually super cool and super fun and magical. Yeah, that would be weird. Moms and babies, and they can't do that. So I'd give them away to good homes when they're 12. I'm not giving them away. I'm keeping them all. And so probably around 12 weeks is probably when I better get the girl fixed, because I'll have to look at my phone and scroll back in the videos, but I'm pretty sure she started going in heat pretty early. I just barely got her in August, and I'm sure by October, if not even September, she was already in her first gone in heat thing. Yeah, because we had a little bit of a break, and then when I was on the road again, she was again. So I have to fix her. And the baby girl. There's only one girl. She looks exactly like her daddy. But yeah, I guess I'm just gonna have to do it. I'm just gonna have to like call and make an appointment. Friends of Animals probably still has a low-cost spay neuter program. If they do, or what if there was some, they wouldn't be anywhere near where I live. So I have to drive a minute. And the vet is actually really beautiful. She is awesome and not into drugs, and just she's really cool. She totally supports natural medicine. Um, yeah, she's kind of a raw, holistic kind of vet. So, and she's so sweet. Like, even when I was freaking out during this and just like, I couldn't even like remember what she was saying because that was really traumatizing. But she was just so gentle, not just with Jupiter, but with me, and had no problem, like just repeated things and just was such a just a beautiful spirit. So I'm glad that we found her, because it's important to know a good vet. And there were lots of different choices. I mean, not lots, but if we're going to drive an hour or 2 hours somewhere, I could go anywhere. There's a lot of choices, and that, so I'm glad that we found her. The first one we called, I didn't like the fact that they weren't encouraging taking him right away, and then they basically flat out said no because you're not an existing client, knowing that he was going to be tortured all weekend. And yeah, so obviously I wasn't going to go there. That put rules over humanity. That was quite bullshit, actually. Like, I can't schedule when I'm going to move here and my kitty's going to hurt itself. You know what I mean? Like, it's our fault that we just moved here and so we can't get medical care. Yeah, that was a really, I am so glad that experience is over. Let me tell you. So I have a barrier at the top of the stairs, which it doesn't matter anymore. But initially, when I moved him up into the room, like, I'm trying to contain poop and pee and cat hair and knowing where I'm stepping and stuff like that. So I put the barrier at the top of the stairs, and they figured out how to get out, but then I would just pick him up and put him back. And now I'm letting them go over it. And I was worried that they were going over and Jupiter couldn't make it. But Jupiter can make it in all the windows. My big tall bed can make it over the barrier, down and up all the stairs and back up over the barrier. So Jupiter is just doing amazing. He's wrestling with all of them, including Bear, who's twice everybody's size. So Jupiter is just, oh, he's so sweet. And he is kind of kicking butt. Head champion, what up? Yeah, so this place did have a 24-hour, but they wouldn't take us because we weren't they couldn't see us after hours if we weren't existing clients. So welcome. I just been shit talking. We went from injuries to garden, back to kitties and armadillos. Oh, dude, Jupiter is so. I honestly wish there were cameras everywhere, because there's just so much cute shit all the time. And my phone is always full. So by the time the cute shit happens, I try to take a picture. It's like, oh, that's full. So then I have to go and delete stuff, and then the cute shit's over. And they all get along well. Nobody's picking on anyone or leaving anyone out. They're all loving on each other. So, they go cuddle with each other. They got each other's back. They're great. They're really doing good. Okay. All right. So, Don Hamilton, DVM, author of Homeopathic Care for Cats and Dogs, says to wait much longer than what most vets recommend. My first cat had FUS, F-U-S. I'm sure it's an acronym for something, partly because I had him spray. Oh, he had FUS, partly because I had him spayed too early per the vet's advice. So, well, Joshua is over a year old. I don't know when to. I'll ask the vet when I should get the kitty, but I'll probably at least wait until the kitty's in heat. The only other option, given that we all know that they all want to fuck each other, is to isolate, and I don't want to isolate, right? Then I'm going to be like, hey, put on your mask. Oh, wait, some of them already wear their masks all the time. I feel bad, but they do look cute. So you had him neutered too early. How early did you have your baby neutered? Oh, feline oh, yeah, I did read that there are problems with doing it too early, but now that I have a house with 5 boys, knowing that they're all into incest, um, as soon as she goes in heat, I'm probably going to call the vet. And I don't know when they'll be able to take her, but yeah. And I should actually just call and see when is the best time for mom, because mom is still breastfeeding a little bit. Um, sometimes she still cuddles and lets them suck on her nipples. So definitely they're weaning and they're eating, solid food, fit, whatever. But um, yeah, I'm not sure if I should wait until they're completely done. Like, will it interfere with whatever milk supply she has left? I haven't been through all of this, so I really don't know. But I do trust this vet, thank God. So, science diet, I would never. Yeah, that's crazy. There's a few all right, raw-ish brands. I prefer raw fish, but that's why I'm going to start fishing. And she could get back on, mostly raw fish. But she's been eating Oragel, I think it's called. And now I can't find that, so I have to switch to Acana. In fact, yeah, they just went through, or they're starting on their first bag of that, but they also get like salmon and mackerel and tuna and catfish and stuff like that. Also, Joshua likes to eat the bones of whatever. So, yeah. 6 months for females. Wow. Yeah. Okay. So she's old enough. The daughter, though, if her 5 brothers want to fuck her, I don't want to isolate her. So I'm not really. That's gonna suck. It was easy when it was just her and I, and didn't know any unfixed boy cats. But and she was never outside until she got away when we first got here. When I like put her down, I'm like, okay, baby, we're home. And then I did that video, and then she's gone. And I'm up all night thinking, oh my God, I just traded a house for my cat, and she's fucking dead. I was listening to the coyotes screaming all night. I hated that night. It's, yeah, April Fools. Can she wear a diaper? Dude, I think that would be amazing. Like, why hasn't somebody designed a chastity belt for like a cat? And Derek just said that right after I said that. That's awesome. Yeah, they should definitely. I tried to put that onesie on Jupiter with his arm, and that doesn't work. So I'm pretty positive a diaper would not work. But if they design something with like a harness, or I don't know, that would be really cool. Why haven't they done that yet? Wouldn't that be better than like injecting and poisoning them all? Let's see. Cat chastity belt. I can't type very fast, but let's try it. They have something. Vet's best perfect fit. Is this real? Pet parents, washable dog. Okay, so but we need a cat. A cat. Pet supplies. Pabs for Pets system, the ultimate chastity belt. Let's see. Oh, but why are you showing me a dog? Okay, I need it for cats. Wow, that looks pretty high tech on that big dog. Chastity belt for cats, where to start? Are we supposed to put chastity belts on stray cats? Just round up a bunch of cats and basically put underwear on them to wear 24/7? How is that an effective countermeasure? It took me to like a blog. Neutering cats versus lobotomizing humans. 1, cats are not humans. They do not have human rights. Ooh, ouch, because they do not have human intelligence. Ooh, ouch, yeah. Thank God they don't have human intelligence. They're much smarter. Oh, yeah, I'm not reading that anymore. Because, yeah, I don't deal with people that don't think animals or that don't know that they're smarter than us. Yeah, everything that's coming up is for dogs. Wait, here's a suitical recovery suit for cats. That's not a chastity belt, but maybe it could work as a chastity belt. Let me see. So this is sold in lieu of the cone of shame. So I guess that's why it's called a recovery suit. It doesn't rear fastening, so they can't wiggle out. I don't know if it would. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we're just not technologically advanced enough. We can make armadillos, but we can't keep cats from being pregnant. Yeah, some materials. Yeah, I don't know. I think my cat needs some armor because she's pretty badass. She would like rip any nylon or canvas, maybe. That sounds good. Canvas, because I don't think they could tear that apart so easily. Cat's female oh, in the UK. Okay. All right. Well, I'll totally check it out. I don't want to waste your time on this live video doing that. But yeah, I should totally end it because I went way longer than I planned to. And I am going to try to make dinner tonight because I don't want the neighbor to offer me a hot. And it wasn't an actual hot dog, but it was hot doggy, kind of. Not an actual hot dog, but yeah. I actually said that. No, sorry, I don't eat hot dogs. That was so rude. Like, I try, I'm doing better. Yeah. Like just in the last 6 months, I had the shepherd's pie, the sausage. That might, yeah, whatever. Okay. So, yeah, if there aren't any more questions about my hand or what I'm doing to heal it or anything, then, but I do feel like when putting the pain be gone earlier, it did help because I really do feel like I can move it and bend it more. And that all wound self heal balm is the bomb, dude. It's just, it blew my mind. So that's super exciting. I like when I make another winner and get to put it to the test. So I don't particularly like being injured all the time, but if it has to happen to someone, it might as well be me because I'm usually better at it, right? I don't like panic and run to the doctor and, you know, just to hear advice I wouldn't take anyways. Like, I'm not going to have a tetanus shot. I'm not going to put on a mask. I'm not going to, so if my limb shrivels up and, looks like it's going to fall off, then, I can reconsider, right? But until then, I'm just going to go with the all wound. And if the all wound doesn't take care of it fast enough, I have the luxury of switching it to something else, right? But But for now, I want to do just that and Hiker's Peak if I get. So I did have like sting and like possible could feel like an infection building thing yesterday. So that's why I put the Hiker's Peak on. Because I'm confident that that will kill anything. So obviously I'm going to watch it. And now you guys get to watch it. The bruises or, you know, and the swelling. Let's see. Yeah, it's actually less swollen than it was earlier though. So I think that's pretty cool. And just the fact that the wounds, the scratches and bites look like they didn't even happen hardly, you know, just like little dots right now. I think that's pretty insane too. Never mind just the fact that it worked like a magic eraser for pain. But yeah, wow. Okay. So thank you for being here. I'll totally update you. Check the links in the description of this video. One will take you to where the photos will be posted every day. And the other link will take you to where I did my dog bite healing from years ago, where I lacerated my tendons, ligaments, and had nerve damage and an infection. Dude, that was rough. But again, 6 weeks later, I was playing piano and the other people were just getting out of their cast. So we can all use this as a learning experience, which is better, which is faster, which whatever. So I didn't get to cook yesterday. I took a day, you know, off. And then I was going to juice and preserve. I'm not feeling up to juicing and preserving. I am going to make a quesadilla and some guacamole and chop up some peppers and garlic and onion. I'm not looking forward to it, honestly, but I do have limited use. Like I said, I'm going to pick this up again. See, so I can pick this up. Let me see if I can pick up this jar because that's heavier. All right. So I could pick this up. So that's like a couple ounce bottle of diatomaceous earth. Let me see if I can pick up my copper bottle. It's about half full. Okay, I can't pick it up with the top fingers, but I can pick it up like this. But I can't pick up the handle part. I could just lift it like that. So, you know, we're doing right. Doing all right. And then this will help us gauge like how fast is it actually healing or not. The throbbing's gone, thank God. But yeah, we got a little bit of swelling to take care of. So all right, guys, take care, and I hope to see you next time. Yeah, hit the notification button because I think some people are getting notifications because I don't have a schedule of when I'm going to do this. All right, talk to you later. Bye.